Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video I have been working on for a while. I know I keep saying that, but this is true. And I actually filmed it, and then literally as I was editing it, it was released that e.l.f. was coming out with a dupe. And I was like, there's no way I can release this now knowing that e.l.f. was having a dupe. I had ordered the ones from e.l.f. and then I just haven't had a chance to film it, to refilm it. So I'm here again, and it's taken a while, but I am finally doing my Pinkgasm dupes video. So that's what I'm also going to do a little bit about Peachgasm too, because it's kind of the same. So obviously we have the Peachgasm and Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, which is just iconic and viral and everything. It's constantly selling out. I believe it is in stock right now. I love them. You can see these are very well loved. I am on my last leg. Unfortunately, these are not in the sale. Otherwise, I would have repurchased them, but they're fantastic. I love it. And I also love, I actually don't have it here, but I love the new Pinkgasm Sunset. Honestly, I like the Pinkgasm Sunset more than the original Pinkgasm personally. But we're talking about the original Pinkgasm and Peachgasm, and we're going to try and dupe it. And I've actually found some pretty good dupes, some that are affordable. I will say though, the formula can't be beat. You can try and dupe it, but the formula for these are just beautiful. They blend out seamlessly. It doesn't look patchy. And then it dries down. It just looks gorgeous. So formula wise, you're not going to get better, but you can find some pretty close dupes as far as shade range. And if you work and you learn to work with it and play around with it, you can get pretty close and get a similar look. So we're going to go over some of my Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm and Peachgasm dupes today. Okay, so we're going to start with Peachgasm because Peachgasm is the shade. I have less. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 dupes or possible dupes for the Peachgasm. So the Peachgasm, it's not as popular. I got the Peachgasm first because the Pinkgasm was sold out. So I got the Peachgasm first, and here is Peachgasm right here. So, whoops, and I just dropped everything. Okay, so there is the Peachgasm. The Peachgasm runs $42, and it rarely goes on sale. Now, I do have a promo code, but that's the first time you purchase on Charlotte Tilbury. You can save 15% off, and sometimes you can get them in bundles, but they don't go on sale very often. So, you know, keep that in mind. I think they're beautiful. I think they're worth every penny, but they are pricey. So we're gonna go first with the one that's not a drugstore, and that is the Tarte. And this is the Tarte Double Duty Blush Tape, and this is in the shade Peach. This is $35. However, and you can see, and I actually really like this shade. The thing with the Tarte blush wands is that they are, they're very sheer. So you're gonna need more product than you need with the Charlotte Tilbury. So you're just gonna have to use more product. I really like the Peach though. I really do like this one. Not that I like it more than the Peachgasm, it's just a different shade. And I just like it. So sometimes if I'm going with like a bold kind of warm look, I would go with the Tarte. So I do really like it, but this one is $35. However, Tarte always has a sale. So I have seen these, and these went on sale fairly quickly after they were released. So I would say get it at least 35% off. So 35% off is, or 30% off is going to save you probably close to like $10 at least. So bring it down to 25. That I think then it's worth it. I think they're good. I don't like them nearly as much as the blush wands, but I do really think they're good. They're sheer, and you need a lot more of it. But the Peach one I think is a really good shade. Of all the shades, Peach is one of my favorites, and the darker one, which we'll get to those later. Next we're gonna go with Revolution Pro, and this is the one that I think has a really good dupe. It is Revolution Pro, and it is the Hydra Bright cream blush. So I have the shade Peach. The pink one is very good too. Gotta find out how much this one is. I'll look it up in a second. But this is the Revolution Pro, and Revolution Pro has pretty much made, you can see it's very, very close. Still a lot lighter, probably closer to the Tarte than it is to the Charlotte Tilbury, but very close. and this one is a lot more affordable. So let me look and see, remind me how much it is. Okay, so the Revolution Pro runs about $11 to $12, but right now they're on sale for just under $9 on Look Fantastic, the US site. So I have links, I will post links, there'll probably be affiliate links in the description box below, but then I also have a Shop My page, so you can look at, I always have my favorites, and I have a whole section for Pinkgasm dupes, and this is going to be in there. So there will be links in that Shop My. I also have my favorites for foundation, favorites, like pretty much favorites for everything, but that's a really great place too, but they will also be in the description box for this. So this is, I think this is probably closest, the Revolution Pro to me, both the Pinkgasm and Peachgasm, is the closest in formula. I think this is very, very close in formula. It's the easiest to work with. It doesn't look blotchy. You know, again, they kind of built their brand on duping, you know, higher end brands. So this is, I think, the best dupe out there. Then we have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is the shade Magic Hour, and this is the closest to the peach shade. So this, and I actually really like this shade. I really do like this shade. It's probably a little bit more nude or tan than it is peach, than the Peachgasm. So I really like this shade. Now with the Halo Glow, one, they don't close. The other ones, they kind of twist on and off. The Revolution Pro is the same as the Charlotte Tilbury. You can see that it turns on and off, which is great. The Halo doesn't, which means if you travel with this and something goes like that, it's going to be everywhere. I do not recommend traveling with these. Also, they dry down really fast and they can look really, really patchy. So they're good, but work with them, and you got to work with them fast. Like, don't put it on each cheek. You got to work one cheek at a time and start small, work up. That's what I would say. These are $9. You can get them on sale whenever there's a sale at Ulta. You can get these at Ulta. You can get them on e.l.f. You can get them probably at Walmart now. I don't know for sure, but again, they're $9. There's always a sale for e.l.f. at some point. So if you want to get a couple, I would wait for a sale. Sometimes there's like buy one, get one 50% off. But if there's, you know, an e.l.f. sale. So I think these are good. Obviously, it's a lot less product. I have a whole video on them. I like them. I think they are very, very good dupe, right? But shades are different, but I think the shade is actually really pretty. They just dry down really fast and they can look patchy. The next is from Milani. This is their Cheek Kiss. It's the liquid blush highlight in the shade Luminoso. I believe this is the only one they have, and they haven't come out with other shades. I'm actually not a fan of this. This one is really, really sheer. And it takes a lot to build up. And I would say I love the Luminoso brush. This is not a fan. So I think, honestly, I think this is crap. Don't waste your money. It's too sheer, and this looks patchy. Yeah, it's just not, it doesn't even swatch good, and it doesn't look good on the cheek. It's pretty, it's just very, very sheer. It's more of like a cream blush topper is what I would say. And then finally is from Wet n Wild. Now this is not a liquid, this is a cream stick. This is their Wet n Wild MegaGlo makeup stick. This is in the shade Hustle and Glow. And this is a really good shade match. It's definitely more peach. So, you know, kind of same vibe, but this is Peachgasm. This is the Tarte Peach Blush Wand. This is the Revolution Pro Hydra Bright Cream Blush in Peach. This is the e.l.f. in Magic Hour. This is the Milani Luminoso. And then this is the Wet n Wild Hustle and Glow. Okay, so now we're going to get into the dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. I actually have 12. Some of them are the same brand or same formula, but different shades, because I wanted to compare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 and 6, and because my arm is only so long, and I'm going to do the not so good ones first, the ones that I've heard about before. I'm gonna swatch them, but these I think are okay. And then I'm gonna go, wash off my hand and then do the ones that I think are better. So, but first here again is the Pinkgasm. I think this is gorgeous. So I do like this one. I just have, I do like the Pinkgasm Sunset more, but the Pinkgasm Sunset, I can tell you there's no shade, at least that I can find, that's similar. But we'll go ahead and swatch it, and this is going to be the Pinkgasm. So really gorgeous. And obviously this is pretty dark right now because I put a pretty thick swatch, but it blends out beautifully and it does look beautiful on the skin. The first two up are going to be stick creams. So first is going to be this one from LA Girl. It is the Velvet Blush Contour Stick, and it is in the shade Glimmer. And this one, they just started being carried by Ulta. I think right now it's like under $5. Normally it's a little bit more, but I think it's like $6, but you can usually get it on sale. As I'm filming this, LA Girl is having a sale on Ulta for 30%. So obviously it's a lot lighter, but you're gonna blend this out. So you're probably going to get a similar look once you do it, but you're gonna have to work for it a lot more. So, but you're going to be paying 90% less for this than you would for the Pinkgasm. Next is another cream stick, and that is from Wet n Wild, and it is from the MegaGlo blush stick, and this is actually Peach Bum. I think it's Peach Bums. So, and it's gonna be very similar. Very similar. It's got more peach than pink, but on the face, when you shear this out, it's going to look very similar. This one's easier to go on than the LA Girl. However, I feel like the LA Girl lasts a little bit longer. So, but that's the two cream stick ones. Okay, now we're gonna cover the ones from Hard Candy that I covered. Now these shades are, I won't say they're dupes, but you got the similar, shiny, metallic-y liquid blush. And and it's obviously, I think these run like $8 or $9. So you also have a doe foot applicator, which can be a little bit easier to apply, but it's actually a pretty close, let's see if I can get it on here. It's a pretty close shade, and you're gonna get a similar look. And these I think are really great. I think Hard Candy really did a great formula. So not as shiny, but maybe you like that. I think this is a really good shade, and this is in the shade Who Is She? And then now we're gonna go in with the other shade, Born Yesterday from Hard Candy. Same thing. So this shade, definitely more bubblegum pink than Born Yesterday. I'm sorry, so Who Is She? So Born Yesterday is probably more bubblegum pink, which is very popular right now. So it's a very popular shade, but not so much a dupe for Pinkgasm. So that is Born Yesterday, Who Is She? So Who Is She, if you're looking for a dupe, is probably closer, but if you're looking for that really popular shade right now, go with Born Yesterday. And then finally, I have two from Revolution Beauty. This is the Bright Light Highlighter, and I have two shades. So this is the shade Divine Dark Pink. Now these dry down and don't move. So they dry down, they don't dry down too fast, but they dry down pretty fast, and they are really hard to get off. So you need to work fast. And again, they're probably not a dupe, but they're very similar. And obviously this one's very similar to Born Yesterday. So this is definitely a brighter pink, definitely a different shade of pink than the Pinkgasm. But it is that bubblegum pink that's really popular right now. And then the other one from Revolution is the Bright Light Highlighter in the shade Beam Pink. Now this one is very, very light, but if you combine the two, it gives you a really pretty shade. This one is definitely more highlighter than blush. So you can see here, so this one's definitely more, I mean, that would be too dark for me for a highlighter, but if you mix the two together, it actually gives a really pretty color. So these are the dupes that are okay, the not so good dupes. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the dupes that are better, that I think are closer matches both in shade and in formula. So I went ahead and put on the Pinkgasm again. And we're gonna start with the Tarte blush tape, and we're gonna start in the shade Berry. I think that's Berry. Yeah, Berry is the darker one. Berry, I think, is the better. This is my favorite shade of it. They came out with a new one that's like a red. Given how sheer these are, I think that would probably be a really pretty shade. I have not tried it, but this is the Berry. So the Berry is probably closer to Pinkgasm than the pink, and because now you're not going to tell it right here, but these sheer out so much that it actually is very similar once you put it on. So if you wanted to try the blush, let's say $42 is too expensive, this goes on sale and you can get it for like 20 or 25, then get the Berry. Get the Berry. I think the Berry is the best shade of the at least the three that I've tried. And now we're gonna move on to the pink. And the pink, well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Something happened with this one, and it happened before, and I couldn't understand why there was product everywhere. This split open. I haven't had this. I got these. These obviously, these haven't been out very long. I got this end of 2022. And it split open. I've never had that happen in any of them. The cheap ones, the Charlotte Tilbury, I mean, this one has lasted me forever. You know, I've super glued it together, but I had product, I lost a lot of product. Now this is my least favorite shade, so it's not a big deal, but at $35 full price, that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. I could understand it with a $9 product, but $35, no. So be careful, because mine just completely split open. But again, so here is the pink. So we will move on, and there is, you can see, so you can see it's just, now obviously this one's been sheared out a lot, but this is going to shear out quite a bit. I have a whole video on the Tarte. I'll put it up here, and then I'll put it in the description down below, and you can watch it if you wanted to see the review on them. I think they're good if you can get them on sale. I would not pay full price on these. I do not think they're full price. I think they're good formula. They're sheer. They're not blotchy. They dry down nice, but they just sheer out too much. If you want just a splash of color, then you might like these. But if you want more bang for your buck, go with the Charlotte Tilbury or go with one of the other ones. But if you get it on sale and you don't mind that it shears out, then and this doesn't break on you, then I think they are good. They're just not as good personally. Okay, now we're gonna move on to which I think is the best dupe, especially at the price point of between $8 and $11, and it is the one from Revolution Pro, the Hydra Bright Cream Blush. Again, this a little harder to find, but I do think that as far as formula, shade, everything, this is the closest dupe and the best product you're gonna find that's out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the product on here, and it's a really good, now again, not as good as Charlotte Tilbury, it's just not even close, but you're paying a fourth of the price. Okay, so there you have it. That is the Pinkgasm, that is the Tarte Berry, that is the Tarte Pink, and this is the Revolution Pro Hydra Bright Cream Blush in pink. So very close. Again, as far as price range, this is the closest. Now I have 3 more, and let's get to them. Okay, now we have my only one in this section that doesn't have the sponge applicator, which I actually like. I mean, I like that it doesn't have the sponge applicator, and it is from Revolution Beauty. I'm telling you, they're the brand of dupes. It is the Super Dewy Liquid Highlight in the shade Pink Lights. And this, again, is a really good shade dupe. Now, formula, again, formula-wise, it's kind of hard to tell because it's just not on the sponge, but it's really, it's a really close dupe match, and it's going to be easier. I think it's easier to apply. I would just be careful. I wouldn't apply it straight to the cheek. I would go in on my hand and dip it in like that rather than go in on the cheek. But as a shade match, you can see it's very, very similar. And I think this is probably one of the better dupes. And again, I love the applicator, and I think this one is a little bit easier to find. Again, I do have links for all of them. They'll all be down. And this one I want to say is around, between $8 and $10 depending. Revolution Beauty is a UK brand, so it's carried in Target and Ulta, but sometimes certain products, because they have so many products, certain products aren't carried at every store. So that is the Super Dewy in Pink Lights. And the last two are going to be the e.l.f. Beauty Halo Glow Beauty Wands. The first shade is going to be Berry Radiant. I believe this, if I remember correctly, this is the darker one. And if you skipped through the peach section, what I said about these is they're really pretty. They are a very good, affordable, easy to find dupe option. However, you gotta work fast and you gotta work slow. Like that much product was way too much. You gotta do very, because it can dry down and look patchy. So that's my only critique of these, but I think it's a really good, now you're not gonna get that glow like you're gonna get on the Charlotte Tilbury. It's just not as, but the shade is very similar and you're gonna get a similar vibe. And maybe you don't want that, you know, glow that from the Charlotte Tilbury. You know, I prefer, like I said, I prefer the matte ones. So, you know, that maybe just a little bit is a little bit better. Now, here's the other shade, which is Rose You Slay. This one is lighter and I already have a lot of product, but again on here, so yeah, you can see I put a little too much product. But, you know, even with the swatching, you can see like it's already blotchy a little bit. So you have to work fast. And again, I would not put these straight on your skin. I would either work with a palette, like I have a little metal palette. Give Beauty sells one, which is great. But I could use that, use your hand. It's gonna dry more on your hand. On a palette, it's not going to as fast. But that's, you know, it's a really good, and again, these are $9. The only thing with these is don't travel with them. Don't travel with them because anything gets squished in your bag, it's gonna end up everywhere. So because you can't close them. So here are the final, these are the good dupes. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. This is the Tarte Blush Wand in Berry, Tarte Blush Wand in Pink. This is the Revolution Pro Hydra Bright Cream Blush in Pink. This is the Revolution Beauty Super Dewy Liquid Blush in Pink Lights. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in Berry Radiant. And then this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in Rose You Slay. So there you have it. Those are my Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm and Peachgasm dupes, or kind of dupes. I think I found some good ones. I think I've found some good alternatives. Again, there's nothing like the original. I mean, there's nothing like the original, but you can come very close and at a good price. And maybe you're like me and the Pinkgasm shade isn't necessarily your favorite. Again, I've said I like the Pinkgasm Sunset a little bit more, but maybe, you know, you like one of the other shades better. And the e.l.f. Halo Glow wands, I know some people either love them or hate them. They can be blotchy. It's all about learning how to work with them. I think they're great. I do think the Revolution Pro is probably the best out there as far as dupes are concerned. The Tarte Shape Tape, if you can get them on sale, I think they're good. If you can get them on a good sale, they're very good. I think those are great alternatives as well. And then the ones that are not as, you know, these are probably more highlight. I've heard people talk about these, but I think they're okay. They just dry down really good. So, and you can get like that bubblegum pink, you know, if you want that instead, you can get it from here. The hard candy ones are good. I like them. They're fun. They're fun to play with. I use these a lot for like every day. And then if I want that bubble gum, but this is more of a Pinkgasm dupe. So then, and then these are nice and quick and easy. And I mean, this one is like the Wet n Wild is like $4, and then this one is like between $5 and $6, and sometimes you can get it on sale even cheaper. So really great options. And then the Peachgasm ones as well. So a lot of great options, a lot of great affordable options, so you can get that Charlotte Tilbury look on a budget. So if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. And if you're looking for another dupes video, I don't really do them that often, but I have enjoyed doing this. I am working on a contour wand one because there's a lot of contour wands. So I am working on a contour wand one as well as one to dupe the spotlight highlight. So I am working on those two. Those are forthcoming. But if there's any other dupe videos you are interested in, let me know and leave a comment below. Let me know, and then let me know if you tried any of these dupes or which one is your favorite. So with that, bye everyone.